So in the middle of last week, President Biden goes to New Mexico. He gives a speech. He's talking about all the projects happening around the country and called out two different Republicans, one in the House and one in the Senate, for boasting about all the wonderful new projects that the Inflation Reduction Act has brought to their areas, even though they both definitely voted against that legislation. One of the people, of course, was Lauren Boebert. And when President Biden went into his little spiel about Boebert and made a joke about her, but it's the way he did it that I actually want to talk about. Again, even though this story is, almost a week old at this point, I hadn't talked about it, but I really want to because I want to talk about the way that Biden addresses this hypocrisy from the right. So here is the clip of him talking about Lauren Boebert. Take a look.
What Arcosa is doing here is part of much broader clean energy manufacturing. It's going to happen in big cities and rural communities as well. Like in Colorado, where CS Wind broke ground on what will be the world's largest wind tower manufacturing plant. And coincidentally, CS Wind is Congresswoman Lauren Boebert. You know, that very quiet Republican lady? It's in her district, who, along with every other Republican, voted against this bill. And it's making all this possible. And she railed against its passage. But that's okay, she's welcoming it now. When I ran for office, I promised to be president for all Americans. Whether you live in a blue state or a red state, I'm going to keep my promise. Before we made this...
So I want you to pay attention to everything that Biden did in that clip, right? First of all, he makes a joke about her extremism, right? Like that really quiet lady from Colorado. Everybody liked that. Everybody loved it. But then he goes in and he talks about the project, the CS Wind project, right? We're putting the windmills up. We're getting renewable energy. Lauren Boebert's like taking credit for it, even though she voted against it. So he's pointing out the hypocrisy. But it's what he says at the end that to me was so important. Talking about the fact that, but that's okay. We welcome her now. Because when I was elected president, I swore to be president for everybody. That's a good message. That is exactly how he needed to handle it because it was diplomatic. Yeah, he took a shot at her for extremism, took a shot at her for voting against it, now taking credit for it. But the statement at the end where he's like, look, I'm everybody's president. And obviously I did a good thing that's so good, Republicans didn't want me to be able to do it, but now that it was done, now they're taking credit for it. That is a good message. And as I said, he did go on to also do it about Tommy Tuberville. He said, talking about Tommy Tuberville, who is also blocking his military promotions, he said, then I noticed he had a big announcement. Alabama's going to get $1 billion, $200 million. And I thought, wait a minute, didn't he rail against that for a long, long time? I was inclined to go down and help him celebrate, but I decided not to. So again, pointing out the hypocrisy of these people, pointing out that they voted against very good things for their constituents, but then embracing it, being like, look, I'm glad we did it. I'm not going to sit here and hammer you all day. I'm going to point out the fact that I am president for all Americans, even in areas where y'all didn't vote for me. I'm still looking out for you. I'm not going to be like Donald Trump and, do all these petty little things to punish the states that I don't like, because Trump did that with California after the wildfires. He did it with New York at the beginning of COVID, did it with Puerto Rico very obviously. So yeah, Trump used his personal vendettas to attack people all the time. Biden took a quick jab and moved on and talked about how good these projects were for the American public. That is what we need to see more of. The only concerning thing, obviously, about that video is that there is no energy whatsoever to speak of with Biden these days. That's a problem. You're not going to go out on the campaign trail talking like a grandpa who's missed his nap. That's not going to win you over new voters. So get a little jazzed up, maybe have some caffeine, I don't know, drink a Red Bull before you go on stage next time, because you need more energy than that. You got a good message. It's just the messenger himself isn't doing such a good job with it. So Biden deserves some praise, but as you saw from his performance there, there's a little bit of cause for concern. So, Got a long road ahead until we hit the 2024 election, and he's already starting to kind of look like he's not quite up for it. Ring of Fire has fresh content 7 days a week, so if you want to be reminded about it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell to be notified every time a new video goes up.